Wizards of the West Coast. Tapping out, slinging spells. I hate your deck. We want to give you the true LGS experience. We show up, sling spells, and have fun. Now meet our players for this episode.
What's up, everyone? It's Lynch from I Hate Your Deck. Time for more spicy magic with spicy people or salty. We'll see what happens. And as always, I love playing paper magic with my friends.
Yeah.
If you can, support us on Patreon. It helps keep the show going, so we keep showing you spicy decks where you can chat with me in the Discord and play games with people from around the globe in our community. Check it out. With that said, I want to talk about the commander I'm going to play. I'm going to play, I don't know how to pronounce this card at all, Aclazotz, the Deepest Betrayal. So I'm going to play Aclazotz, Deepest Betrayal. Let's just call her the Bat God. It's one of the cool creatures that if it dies instead, I get to transform it to a land. So there is a lot of stipulations for me to transform her back into her god self. The Deepest Betrayal, Bat God, flying lifelink. Whenever Alcatraz attacks.
Alcatraz,
that's what it's gonna be.
Alcatraz, the Deepest Betrayal. Whenever Alcatraz attacks, each opponent discards a card. For each opponent who can't, you draw a card. Whenever an opponent discards a land card, create a 1/1 black bat creature token with flying. When Alcatraz dies, return it to the battlefield tapped and transformed under its owner's control. That's how we would transform into Temple of the Dead, which taps for black, or pay 2 colors black to transform it. Activate only if player has 1 or fewer cards in hand and as a sorcery. This deck is looking to make you guys discard, hopefully giving me bats, because usually people don't want to discard their good spells. Usually people are discarding lands, so hopefully it rewards me for you discarding lands. And then a lot of stuff that will, like Liliana's Caress, that'll do damage for you discarding. So I'm trying to make you discard, and then I'm trying to hurt you for discarding, or create an army for me discarding.
Back God.
Mono black, back
God.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Larry, aka Villainous Killstash. I'm here playing Sauron, Lord of the Rings. This is the 8 CMC version from the Commander decks. I opened this in a pack and decided I was gonna build it. It's straight ahead Reanimator. It's got a bunch of fat to put in my graveyard. It's got some fast mana and a couple control tools and like wombo combo plays. I really like this deck because it feels like a Grixis version of Maelstrom Wanderer, and I feel like we're gonna be best pals because the Bat God is gonna help me discard my things.
What's up, guys? Vaughn here, back and excited to play some Magic. Today I'm gonna be playing Marchesa or Marchesa. I really don't know which one is the correct. I always call her Marchesa, the Black Rose. She's a 3/3 human wizard. She has Dethrone, which means whenever this creature attacks the player with the most life or tied for the most life, put a 1/1 counter on it. Other creatures also have Dethrone, and most importantly, whenever a creature you control with the 1/1 counter on it dies, return that card to the battlefield under your control at the beginning of the next end step. So basically, I have a lot of sack outlets. Try to get 1/1/1 counters on the creatures, sometimes by attacking, sometimes by alternative methods, and then I'll sack them to try to get some value as they come back at the end of turn. Also makes Marchesa really hard to kill once you have the +1 on it, because if she dies, she'll also come back. Just trying to spice it up a little bit and see how much salt we can really bring out.
Everyone, what's up? This is Manny. I'm surrounded by darkness here, a bunch of like evil commanders. I am playing Aragorn, the Uniter. I'm gonna be the beacon of light today. But whenever you cast a white spell, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Whenever you cast a blue spell, I get to scry 2. Whenever you cast a red spell, Aragorn, the Uniter, deals 3 damage to target opponent. Or whenever I cast a green spell, target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. He is a 5/5. Aragorn comes in, I'm creating a lot of white human soldiers. There's kind of a legendary human flavor to it. So he's got a lot of beefy legendary creatures that are coming in, doing cool things, activating his different abilities, building the white army to come attack Mordor. I'm coming at you, Larry.
Gauntlet dropped, challenge accepted.
You're going for after the Villainous Stash.
Yeah, the Villainous Stash.
Just trying to create a climate of fear and uncertainty. That's my new shirt. I hate your deck, creating a climate of fear and uncertainty. Hashtag, what is it, quote Larry. We all know each other because we're friends. We're very familiar with our deck's power levels. But you at home, if you're playing with new people you don't know, the pregame conversation of Rule Zero, talking about your deck's power levels or talking about what fast men you have is always a good practice.
I hate your deck.
All right, let's roll and see who goes first.
All right.
Here we go. Yahtzee.
5!
5 wins!
I'll take
Winner!
second.
5 alive.
Draw for turn. I will play a swamp. I will tap the swamp. I will cast a Skull Clamp. Equipped creature gets -1/-1. When equipped creature is put into the graveyard, draw 2 cards. Equipped 1, and it's an artifact equipment. I will then ship the turn to Manny.
I'll draw for turn. play Balin's Tomb. So Ancient Tomb comes in. I'm gonna go ahead and tap it, taking 2 damage. Boop, boop. And I'm gonna go ahead and play the Gruul Signet. Tap a colorless in itself to make green and red. Pass the turn.
Not too shabby, there are many.
I'll draw.
Doing some things.
Play an uncool Drowned Catacomb, tap, then pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. I'm also on the uncool train. I'll play a Temple of Epiphany, get a scry, bottom that.
My river song is sad, she's not out.
I'll pass the turn. By the way, your skull clamp looks really cute, like it's fitted for a bat's head.
I'm gonna untap and I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna then play what I drew, a lucky little Hoily Swamp. I'm going to tap the 2 and I'm going to cast a Fallout Arcane Signet.
Ooh.
It looks cool, right? For
Is that
people
a Pip-Boy?
who care about that.
That's sweet.
Pass the turn.
Untap, I will draw for turn. I'm gonna go ahead and play Command Tower. I'm gonna go ahead and tap Balin's Tomb, dealing 2 more damage to myself.
Methinks you dig too greedily, too deep, Manny.
Well,
That's a thinly veiled threat that the villainous Dash is throwing
I
your
gotta
way.
go a little
man.
greed right now.
Look
are you
at all the
doing?
life he's losing.
I'm gonna spread the greed, okay?
Oh.
By playing a Tempt with Discovery.
What?
Tempting offer. So I'll search my library for a land card and put it onto the battlefield. Each opponent may search his or her library for a land card, put it onto the battlefield. For each opponent who searched a library this way, I get to search for an additional land, put it onto the battlefield.
So you do that
Now,
first before we
what-
respond.
Yes.
He searches for his initial land.
Correct.
And then decisions go in turn order.
Correct.
Yes.
Starting with Vahan and
Yes.
ending with you. I don't want to unduly influence the jury here or whatever, but let's just maybe say we should stay disciplined because it's turn 2 and then he would untap with potentially like 4 additional lands on the battlefield.
Okay, this is Sauron speaking here. Are we really gonna listen to the Dark Lord?
The Dark Lord is sounding awfully reasonable.
The Dark
right
Lord
now.
has spoken.
I will proceed. So
It
nice.
comes right into play.
Comes
Yeah.
into play.
Untapped.
Untapped.
Of your choosing.
What are you thinking about doing?
I'm gonna go ahead and play Jetmir's Garden. I'll come in tapped.
I will be tempted. I need the land.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not sorry, because I need the land.
Well, I also am going to be making a choice now.
Larry, join.
The dark side or the light side? I
light
I don't know who's the evil
Unbelievable.
person.
You know what? I'm tempted too, Manny.
Wow.
Whatever.
oh my God, you
I know,
fuckers.
right?
I guess I'm going. I'm not gonna be the only one left out
Isn't this
without
terrible?
a...
Guys,
dude.
it's like Christmas.
If
Yes.
he
Isn't
wins the
this
game, it's
terrible?
all of our faults.
I couldn't be happier right now. I'll play the other Triumph. Look how much fun we're having right now. We're each looking for a land,
So funny.
putting it out there, having a good time.
I should just get a strip mine.
Reflecting Pool. So I'm playing an additional Triumph, the Rogrin Triumph for Vahan.
I'm going to play
I'll
the
play
Xander's Lounge.
the Reflecting Pool for Larry, and then I got one more. I'm also going to play for Lynch. I'm going to play the Hollowed Fountain. I'll go ahead and let that come in tapped so I don't take any more life.
I'm going to let a Cabal Coffers come into play.
Wow, Manny. Well done, Boyle.
Yeah.
I'm getting Ancient Tomb.
Gentlemen, first of all, I'd like to say thank you. I'm going to go ahead and pass the turn.
Prior to the end of the turn, I'll tap the Ancient Tomb, losing 2, mountain cycling this here Oliphant, and I can pay 1 generic and mountain cycle it. So I will grab Blood Crypt, and Blood Crypt is in my hand. I can get dual type because it's a swamp mountain.
While you shuffle, I'll untap, upkeep, draw. I will play Graven Cairns as my land for turn. I'll tap 3 and I'll cast Black Market Connections. Awesome little enchantment. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, choose 1 or more. I can sell contraband, which means create a treasure token, I lose a life. I can buy information, draw a card, you lose 2 life. Or I can hire a mercenary, create a 3/2 colorless shapeshifter creature token with changeling. I lose 3 life. That's at the beginning of my pre-combat main phase, so I don't have anything else this turn, so I'll pass.
Untap, upkeep, draw, Shivan Reef as my land for turn. I'll tap the Ancient Tomb and cast a Rakdos Signet. Tap the Shivan Reef to activate Rakdos Signet and cast an Arcane Signet.
So you're not losing no life because you used the colorless.
Correct. That is my turn.
I will untap, draw for turn. Swamp for land for turn.
Bat God.
Tap 2 swamps to pay the Cabal Coffers to give me 3. Tap the Signet for 4. I'll cast Beseech the Mirror. I'll bargain by sacrificing Skull Clamp. I will then go search for a card. I will get Shielder the Apocalypse with his 4 CMC, so it'll come into play instead of my hand. Well, technically it goes into exile, and then I'm able to play it from exile for bargaining. So then Shielder the Apocalypse will come into play. It's a death touch. Whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. And then I have 1 mana still available, which I won't be using. Manny, can you give me a cut?
Yeah.
Please? Here you go. And pass the turn.
I'm gonna go ahead and untap, and then when I draw, I lose 2 every time I
Yes.
draw. Okay.
Correct.
So draw for turn.
I'll hit you. Boop, boop.
Plains. I'm gonna go ahead and tap Plains, the Reflecting Pool, the Hollowed Fountain, this Triumph here. Tapping for 4, and I'm gonna go ahead and cast Aragorn, the Uniter.
How many cards do you have in hand, Manny?
5. 5 in hand.
I'm going to pass priority.
Okay.
I don't have a response. Do you have a response, Larry?
No, because I passed priority.
Got it.
I pass priority.
Thank you. That was so formal of you, Larry. I'm gonna tap for 5, including the Ancient Tomb, doing 2 damage, and I'm gonna cast the Riders of Rohan. With that on the stack, 2 of Aragorn's abilities will get triggered. The first one will allow me to create a 1/1 human soldier, and then because Riders of Rohan also has red, it'll trigger another one of Aragorn's abilities, doing 3 damage to an opponent. Lynch, I choose you.
So I lose 3 life?
You'll lose 3 life.
Okay.
All right, and
Responses to the on the stack?
No response.
No.
Okay.
All right. Now, when Riders of Rohan enters the battlefield, I'll go ahead and create 2 2/2 red knight creatures. So here's one of them. They have trample and haste. So I have 2 human knights available to attack, and I'm gonna start swinging. So Vahan, I'm gonna send 2 at you. Larry, I will send 2 at you.
Blockers.
No blocks.
Vahan, I will pass the turn.
All right, so untap, I'll draw, take 2 for Shieldred. So after I draw, my black market connections will trigger. I can choose as many as I want, so I'll choose 1 for a treasure.
I forget. Is it really as many as you want?
Yeah,
It says or more?
it does. So I'll have a treasure here, then I'll lose 2 to draw a card, and then lose another 2 because of stupid ass Shieldred. Then I'll lose another 3.
Wow.
Yeah. And then
make
we'll
a door.
spawn. I wonder if you have a 3/2 shapeshifter token. Awesome.
Got the blank slate there.
Yeah.
There's a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
Shapeshift.
It'll change.
All right, for my land for turn, I'll play Minamo, School at Water's Edge. I can tap it to make a blue, or I can tap a blue, tap it, and untap target legendary permanent. Tap 3 to cast Aristic Study. Responses to the Aristic. No? Awesome. Then I'll tap my remaining black. I do have a treasure, but I will not use it. To cast the Carrion Feeder. He's a 1/1, can't block, sack a creature, put a 1/1 counter on a Carrion Feeder. Then I will pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw.
Take 2 for Shieldred.
Yes, sir. I will shock a Blood Crypt, taking 2. Yeah, you know, I'm not really counting on anybody to pay the Ristic tax, and I'm not really trying to pay it much either. I was gonna aim this at your commander. Talk me out of it, Manny.
Yeah, don't do it, dude. I got other targets.
So don't hit me?
All right. I can work with that deal.
You don't even know what he's casting.
I'm at least hurting him.
I'll
can
pay
keep
2
up
and
that
cast an untaxed Feed the Swarm.
Okay.
Target Ristic Study.
That's
Nice.
good.
Okay.
So you lose 2 for drawing.
Ristic dice.
I lose 3 from the
lose 3
CMC of
yeah.
Ristic Study. Destroy target creature or enchantment an opponent controls. You lose life equal to that permanent's mana value. You got me down for 27 already.
Feed the
Thank
Swarm
you,
is
sir.
awesome.
I'll play a Jeweled Lotus. I'll tap Ancient Tomb, activating Rakdos Signet.
Losing 2, 25.
5 mana here, black. I'll tap Jeweled Lotus for blue. That is 8 mana, 5 here, 3 here. I'll use that 8 mana to cast Sauron.
Turn
Lord of the
3.
Rings.
Wow.
Turn 3.
When you cast this spell, amass Orcs 5, mill 5 cards, then return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Has trample. Whenever a commander an opponent controls dies, the ring tempts you. I was gonna kill your commander and then get the temptation, but I'll make an Orc army.
Mass 5. Damn.
And then I mill 5 cards and then return a creature from my graveyard to the battlefield. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nice.
Oh, you got some good options.
Very nice.
Yeah, Sauron seems kind of like super high impact. I'll get the Balrog, Costs 1 less to cast for each permanent sacrifice this turn. Can't be blocked except by legendary creatures. When it dies, destroy target artifact or creature an opponent controls. Yeah, this is my turn 3.
Tempted. Turn 3, Dark Lord, Lord of the Rings, ain't bad.
Yeah.
Aren't you glad you tempted?
A little bit. It's not a sad outcome.
He was getting buyer's remorse for a minute.
I'll declare battle. Manny, I'll bang on you for 7.
7.
Oh, that may be his haste.
Yeah, dog.
Does he have
Can't be blocked except by legendaries.
He's in the air.
What's up, Aragorn? Forces of Evil.
7?
Man.
Yes.
You're going low.
Yeah.
You could just recast Aragorn.
I could.
He's like, am I right? Am I right?
All right.
Isn't it great being evil? No, our deal still stands and you won't attack me? Like, dude.
Let's see. Let me just do a quick
Wow.
calculation in my head.
The snake tongue has done its work.
I know you're a token player at heart, so there's a bunch of white spells in there, like, because of his commander.
Yeah, I'll block.
Oh, no, it
Does
makes
not gain
dudes.
him life.
Oh, you block.
I do block. I'm not going to take 7.
Oh, okay.
But it's been noted, Larry. I thought we had a thing going, buddy.
What's my name, dude?
Oh, that's true.
Come
the
on,
Dark
bro.
Lord.
Dark
All
Lord.
right.
Lord of the Rings. Dark
Lord.
Lord is down here. Oh, the ring tempts me. Oh my gosh. So Manny blocks the Balrog with his commander.
He goes back to the command center.
Whenever a commander an opponent controls dies, the ring tempts you. Chapter 1, your ring bearer is legendary and can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. I think it's got to be Sauron just because it's thematically appropriate. If I had a small dude, I would probably put it on them, but Sauron has the ring.
Aragorn the Uniter. He's a 5/5. So I believe they trade.
7/5. Okay, so they do trade.
Yep.
And when the Balrog dies, destroy target artifact or creature an opponent controls.
The children's looking pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
So he will be my ring bearer.
But I am keeping people in check who are drawing too much.
Sack outlet that I won't be able to kill later, or Shieldred that is currently hitting everyone.
Sack
What do you
outlet
say?
that
Do you
I
want to
have.
make a deal, like?
I'll help you make a deal because I play Marchesa, as you know, and anything that gives counters that lets it to keep coming
I
and
have,
attack.
I have like 1,000 sack
No
outlets.
wheel this turn.
I won't wheel. I can do
Okay,
that.
great. I'll kill the sack outlet.
Silly decision.
Not really, Marchesa comes
But I
down
accept.
this turn.
Yeah, Marchesa is dirty.
As
I know
well
how
another
dirty
sack
it is.
outlet.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Untap. Draw. Shield rule, see it, I gain 2. Play a swamp for turn. God, you got so much fucking shit going on already over there, bud.
Just need some blockers. You guys are.
Forces of Evil.
Tap 2 swamps, tap a couple of coffers for 4, 5, 6, 7. I will at first go to cast my commander, Alcatraz, the Bat God. Flying lifelink. Bat God. I will then attempt to cast Lightning Greaves. Equipped creature has haste and shroud. Does that resolve priority?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will go ahead and equip my Bat God. So Manny, I'm gonna come at you for 4 in the air with my Bat God.
Okay.
Whenever it attacks, each opponent discards a card. For each opponent who can't you draw a card, but that I'm still announcing my attackers.
Okay.
So I'll just swing at you for 4 in the air.
Okay.
Lifelink. On attack trigger, each opponent discards a card unless they can't.
I'll discard.
Land
Land
tax.
tax.
Wait, if we discard a land, you get it? When do
He
you get
gets
it?
a bat if
He
we
gets a
discard
bat
land.
if you discard a land.
I get a bat, yeah.
I'm going to give you a bat.
I get a bat token. And you did Marauder. That's gonna make us sack stuff. Scary. 4 damage goes through.
4 damage goes through.
I will gain 4 life. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I tapped out for all that, so I'm passing the turn.
All right, I'll go ahead and untap. Let's see what I get. Yes, I'll lose 2 for.
Shield trigger.
I'll produce a white and a blue, 2 blues. I'll cast Faramir, Steward of Gondor. Whenever a legendary creature with mana value 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, I become the monarch. At the beginning of your end step, if you're the monarch, I create 2 1/1 white human soldier creature tokens.
I'm gonna be the only one that Vahan can hit to get his dethrone trigger.
You're the only one that I have to swing at.
I'll tap
That's it,
4,
yeah, but
and
it's
I'm going to cast Eowyn Fearless Knight. She has haste, and when Eowyn Fearless Knight enters the battlefield, I'll exile target creature an opponent controls with greater power. Legendary creatures you control gain protection from each of that creature's colors until end of turn.
Did you pay for the Balance Tomb?
No, I'll pay for the balance too. I'm down to 24. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and... Larry,
I think you should maybe, but Shieldred's hitting everyone. This dude's also gaining life. I think maybe it's time we took him down a peg.
I'm gonna get rid of Shieldred.
With what?
With Eowyn, Fearless Knight. So when she comes in,
Exile target.
I'll exile target creature an opponent controls with greater power.
You're gonna do Shieldred over the Dark Lord that's amassing and tempting?
No, it didn't do any of that. I mean, it's just gonna mean 9 damage coming your way, Mike. That's kind of the deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of Shieldred.
Over the 9 or the 8 CMC commander?
Yes, because I'm gonna go and I'm gonna
All right.
Shieldred's out.
Okay.
So
Shieldred's
until
exiled?
end of Shieldred's exiled, and so until the end of turn, each of my legendary creatures gets protection from that creature's color. So that color is black. Orc Army, is it black?
Black.
Larry, I'm gonna send Eowyn Fearless Knight at you. When I cast Eowyn, that triggered Faramir, and that makes me the Monarch. I move to combat. Eowyn at you, Larry. She is a 3/3. The rest are gonna come at you, Lynch. I'm sending 2, 4, 8, and 9.
So I take 9.
Take 9,
And I take 3.
and you'll take 3. I will proceed to my end step. At the beginning of my end step, Faramir will trigger, and if I'm the Monarch, I'll create 2 1/1 white human soldier creature tokens.
Okay, so you're the monarch.
I'm the Monarch, yeah.
You ascended to the throne.
I've ascended to the throne.
Congratulations.
Oh, I'm sorry. Since it's the beginning of my end step, I'll also draw a card for being the Monarch.
You got a monarch token?
I do, right over here.
Oh, sweet.
The Monarch, I'll draw my card.
I want that. Yeah, I
And
want that monarch token.
Pass the turn. Well.
Wow, that was a lot of stuff from everyone on turn 4.
But oh, Manny, would you be mad if I attacked
more
you to
losing,
take the
huh?
monarch?
No more losing.
Yeah. Stay clear, man. We already had an
I
exchange.
just want to draw a card.
So I'll untap, upkeep, draw.
Black Market Connections trigger.
Yeah, Black Market Connections trigger. So I'm gonna use the first 2 abilities. So I take a total of 3 life. I'll make a treasure, and I'll draw a card.
He could have been paying for that.
Can't have you keep gaining life.
He would have had 4. He would have had 4.
Gaining life. We're all losing. Lynch. I'm gonna play a Temple of the False
A
God.
9/9 trample, 3 hits, I'm dead.
Which is swinging at you. Yeah, that's good. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 7, 8 right there. So I'll tap 2 blue. 4. I need some creatures up
You
there
have 6
too.
creatures? You have 6 cards, I mean?
Depends when you ask me. So if you ask me now, I will only have 5 because I'll cast Cytoplasm Manipulator, Graft 2. And what Graft means is this creature comes into play with 2 1/1 counters on it. Whenever another creature comes into play, you may move a 1/1 counter from this creature onto it. So anybody's creatures, when they come in, I can move a 1/1, not just my
And
own.
you can steal it, right?
The second ability is I pay a blue, I'll tap it, gain control of target creature with a 1/1 counter on it as long as this remains in play. So does it result?
Yeah.
Okay. So tap these 2 and I'll use the 2 treasures and I'll cast Marchesa. When Marchesa comes in, I will transfer 1 counter onto her. Passing of the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw.
Engine on.
Yeah, engine on.
No sack outlet, no value, just so you know.
I just have creatures out there. Little bunch of little weenies.
Play a Sulphurous Springs.
You keep looking over here, Larry.
I have concerns, Manny.
Like one Crater Hoof right here will win the game.
What?
Yeah, facts.
If I had.
If you had it,
If
of
I
course.
had.
There's ways to search in all those colors.
This guy is just making us discard?
Yeah, on attack.
Yeah, on attack.
Yes.
I'll declare battle. Orc Army will go at Vahan for 5. Sauron will go at you for 9, Lynch.
That's trample.
Yes.
Doesn't really care. He's gotta take 9.
No blockers? Is this trample? No, right?
No.
I think I'll trump it.
Second main phase. I'll tap 5 in my second main phase and cast Ghoul's Night Out. Sorcery, for each player choose a creature card in that player's graveyard. Put those cards onto the battlefield under your control. They're black zombies in addition to their other colors and types. They gain Decayed. A creature with Decayed can't block. When it attacks, sacrifice it at end of combat.
Nice.
Yeah, I realize you don't have any. You don't have any either.
I don't have any.
Carrion Feeder, and I will get Sauron the Dark Lord from my graveyard. So Sauron the Dark Lord has Ward, sacrifice a legendary artifact or legendary creature. And whenever an opponent casts a spell, amass Orcs 1. Whenever an army you control deals combat damage to a player, the ring tempts you. Whenever the ring tempts you, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw 4 cards. Then I'll sacrifice my Orc army to put a +1 counter on Sauron.
How do you do that?
Carrion Feeder.
What's that do?
Sacrifice a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on Carrion Feeder. Thank you.
And you pass the turn?
Yes.
Untap. Upkeep, I don't get any life because my thing's gone. I will play a swamp for turn. So I have 5 swamps. So this would tap for 5? You don't have flyers?
Body
No one
has
has flyers, right? So the question is whether or
no.
not I hit Larry or whether or not I just keep going for commander damage on Manny over here because he's got a crazy board state.
You would take the Monarch from Manny, attacking him.
What's on the back god? Oh, the Greaves.
You trying to target?
No. I don't know if it was bigger. I don't know if it was bigger.
Shroudy and Hasty is all it
It's got
is.
boots.
Larry's killing me, man. I'm gonna hit Larry for 4 in the air, lifelink.
Okay. That's commander damage.
I'm the skull for death and destruction and bat gods.
Na 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 na.
Bat god! Alcatraz, the bat god!
This bat is black, not.
You guys all though.
Oh, we all discard a card.
discard.
Boom!
Yeah.
You make more bats. Watery grave.
Talisman of Conviction.
Talisman of Indulgence.
I have 2 bats.
2 bats.
Because he did a land.
The bat god giveth and the bat god taketh away.
And I gain 4 life from the lifelink trigger. I'll tap 2 swamps, tap the Cabal Coffers for 5. I'll tap these 3 and the Arcane Signet for 9 total mana. I'm going to first cast Necrogoyf. It's star 4 power because the power depends on how many creatures are in each player's graveyard. So can we check how many creatures are in the graveyard?
I got
That makes me
I
an
got
orc
0.
army on cast from Sauron. Creatures in graveyard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in mine.
So it's a 5 power. Because the Necrogoyf's power is equal to the number of creature cards in all graveyards. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player discards a card. Does that resolve?
Yep.
Okay. I will then cast Wrinkle's Pranks for 4. So I'm now out of mana. I've used all 9. It says choose 1 or more. Each player discards 2 cards. Each player loses 4 life, or each player sacrifices 2 creatures. I'm gonna choose all 3 modes.
I have a response lunch just so that I can use it. I'll go ahead and tap 2. I'm going to play Boros Charm and deal 4 damage to a target player. I'll direct that at you. Yeah, Mike,
So 4 from me.
4 to you. And then
Okay.
I'll go ahead and discard my other card, which is Court of Embereth. Ouch.
I will discard my Rogue's Package.
I have no
4.
cards to discard. I will be sacrificing my orc army and the carrion feeder.
I'll discard Muldrifter and a Rune Scarred.
Did anyone discard a land?
No.
Okay.
And then you
So
sacrifice
these
your
guys
2
will
creatures.
sack.
And I'll
Yeah.
sack my
That
bat.
There's a
triggers.
delayed Marchesa trigger on both my creatures.
Yes.
So they're in the
When your
graveyard.
commander dies,
now.
that triggers Sauron. Ring tempts me. That triggers Sauron. I may discard my hand and draw 4 cards.
I do pass the turn.
Okay, so at the end of your turn, these guys will come back. So this comes back, 2/1/1 counters on
ETB?
it. On ETB, whenever another creature comes into play, you may move a 1/1 counter from this creature onto it. So I'll move from 1 here onto Marchesa.
And untap.
I have an
What is your-
upkeep trigger
Which
that
is-
says you discard, but you have
Great,
no.
I have no cards in hand.
Correct.
Every upkeep with this card?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, if I cast something,
He gets an orc army.
he gets an
AMS.
orc army. He amasses.
No.
I am going to go to combat. Larry, I will swing out on you, my friend.
You're gonna leave yourself pants down for these guys?
Maybe.
Seems good.
Okay.
What's the biggest creature?
Biggest creature is a 4/4.
Okay, I'll block with Sauron the Dark Lord.
Okay. I'll lose the Riders of Rohan. And you will take 1, 3, 5, 8, 10.
Okay, I'll take 10 and go to 4.
All right. During my second main phase, play a land for turn. Second main phase, I'm going to go ahead and pay 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to recast Aragorn.
Okay, I make an orc army.
Aragorn comes in. I'll go ahead and move to my end step. That will trigger both Faramir, creating 2 1/1 white human soldier creature tokens because I'm the monarch. And I will go ahead and draw a card for being the monarch.
I will untap, discard,
Discard 1 card.
Greater Gagathon, Greater Gargadon,
So I go to 10 for my
Yeah.
power.
draw. Then the Black Market Connection triggers, and I'll lose 3 using the first 2 abilities. I'll get a treasure, and I'll draw a card. I'll play a Shivan Reef as my land for turn. I don't really have too much else. We're gonna be discarding our whole hand anyway. So I'll tap Drowned Catacombs to make 2 black with the Grave Cairns. I'll float 1 with the Temple. I'll cast a Grim Tutor. I'll lose 3 life,
I trigger, get 1 on my orc army.
and I will search. I think I'm gonna spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, spice it up.
Spice it up, dude. I felt appropriate for Aragorn to attack.
Sure, whatever story you want to tell, bud.
All right.
So how big is your homeboy?
10-4.
Probably should have killed me.
10-4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I tried. I
As
tried
long
my
as you
hardest.
don't put anything else in your graveyard.
Yeah, I mean, I would have held off unless you could actually kill me.
Yeah.
Because now the forces of
Actually,
evil
I'm
are
not gonna spice it up. I'm gonna
mustering.
Try to play
Yes.
it smart.
You gonna play it smart, not spicy?
Yeah, smart's usually a
That
better way
spicy
to
was
go.
smart, no?
No, now this is just
Greedy. I
super
think
spicy.
greedy isn't.
Greedy is smart.
Greedy.
It's the greedy was the spicy one.
So wait.
This is the smart. So I searched for my
Oh yeah,
card.
you
All right,
searched.
spicy.
You want to
greed
show us
king.
what your card is?
Yeah, once I cast it.
So Grim Tutor makes you lose life, or
Yeah, he lost
Yeah.
3. He
I
lost
lost
16.
3.
Dude, there's a lot of dead men walking right now.
I
This
know,
is- This is like.
Oh my
Everyone's so
gosh.
low. You got blockers? You got blockers. How big is this guy?
He's a 2/2.
This is a 1/1 counter on it, huh?
That is. Those are 2 1/1 counters.
No point in doing it at all. I'll tap a red and cast Blasphemous Act.
Response?
Well, this gets a trigger.
It does.
I think that's the only thing that'll trigger.
Any other responses?
Because the ring temp goes on the stack.
After it's dead. This dies, then the ring tempts. So he'll get the tempt.
All right, so everything dies.
Blasphemous resolves.
Everything dies.
The ring tempts me. It goes up to 3. Sauron has died.
When Alcatraz dies, it'll become a Temple of the Dead tapped.
I probably should have swung on you, I guess, in retrospect, to get the Monarch. Say la vie. All right, end step. These two will come back, and we'll sing the same old song. It gets 2, it'll transfer 1, so we'll get 1 each.
Okay, there is no discarded upkeep. I'll untap, draw.
That Ancient Tomb and the Shivan Reef are pretty,
Yeah. Ooh, timely blasphemous
I was
act.
gonna search for something else, but it was just too much. Even if I stopped or maybe killed Larry, you had a massive board state. You had big old dudes.
Pace 7, losing 2 life from Ancient Tomb, going down to 2, and I will cast the Sepulchral Primordial.
Oh,
Nice.
When it enters the battlefield, for each opponent, you may put up to 1 target creature card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control.
it's the only one I have.
Oh, this is hot. Okay, yeah.
Fucking RuneScarred, man.
I know.
Fucking flyer.
When you made me discard, like on turn 3, so 2 turns ago.
It's still turn 5.
So I'll get
Yeah,
Riders
that's
of Rohan. So Riders of Rohan, when it enters the battlefield, I create 2 2/2 red human knight creature tokens with trample and haste. Necrogoyf, power and toughness equal to the number of creature cards in all graveyards. And then Runescarred Demon, flying 6/6. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a card, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library.
How many creatures are in the graveyards now?
1,
3
2,
for me.
I got 2.
6.
He has 6.
6. So 11. How many
So
do you
it's,
have?
it's 11. I have none because he took it. Man, all you need is a bolt.
Yeah.
That 4 damage to my face could have
Could have done it.
could have been game
That's
changing right
true.
now, dude.
I have made the difference.
Did you get your card, Larry?
I got my card.
Okay.
I'm going to be casting more spells.
Cast them spells.
Yes.
You have 1 mana available.
Yeah. I'll pay 1 and cast Dark Ritual, adding 3 to my mana pool. Use that 3 mana to cast Victimize. I choose 2 target creatures in my graveyard and then sacrifice a creature. If I do, I return the chosen cards to the battlefield tapped. I'll sacrifice Riders of Rohan.
What a crazy card. Victimize.
So I'll get Sauron and Muldrifter.
He's out of
Maybe I
mana.
should have exiled his commander. Maybe that was the play. Then I'll declare battle, and I'll go after Manny for 4.
All right. Go to 16.
Yeah.
Sorry, I draw 2 cards from Muldrifter entering the battlefield.
You pass it.
I do.
I will untap Sadboard State and draw. You have no cards in hand or 1?
I have Juan.
I have 1.
You each have 1, so I can activate my god. I'm gonna tap 2 swamps to activate Cabal Coffers for 5 mana, so I'm floating 5. I'm going to use 3 of it, taking it to 2 to tap my Temple of the God, activating it as a sorcery, so it will transform back into my Bat God. But it comes in tap because I had to tap the land to activate the ability because it transforms. I will then, if that resolves, attach it to the Greaves, so at least I can be protected a little bit.
Sorry, didn't you attack him?
You did.
Oh, I am the monarch. Yes, and I drew a card.
We make mistakes, everyone, but we fixed it. He drew a card, doesn't affect anything because you would have drawn it at the end step. You couldn't do anything on the end step. It's not my turn. I don't have to discard at end step, but just at the beginning of my upkeep, right?
Yeah.
I think I pass the turn. Take it away, buddy.
Untap.
At your upkeep, wait, what's this?
Floating mana goes away.
Okay. At your upkeep, you discard a card.
A discard. I'll go ahead and discard Mirari's Wake.
Ooh.
Let's draw.
All I need is a bolt.
I know. I'm so hurt right now.
Or a red spell, right? Red spell does damage?
Yeah, red spell would have done it. I'll tap these 2. I'll play a Talisman of Progress. Bum, 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 bum.
I make an orc army.
Balance Tomb. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Bum, bum, bum.
I'll tap it like this.
Aragorn come back out.
Aragorn comes back out.
Counter on my orc army.
And that's all that I got. I'm going to pass the turn.
Okay. I'll untap this card. Discarding Kakusho.
Yay.
Right, so I'll draw.
Yeah.
I'll trigger the black market for 3. I'll spawn another treasure, and I'll draw another card. I'll tap 2. I'll cast Altar of Dementia. Sack a creature. Target player puts a number of cards equal to the sacrificed creature's power from the top of his or her library into his or her graveyard.
Orc army.
I'll tap 4 and I'll cast Aura Thief. Flying 2/2. Whenever Aura Thief is put into a graveyard from play, you gain control of all enchantments.
Doesn't help you now, does that?
No, it does not.
Counter on my orc army.
Yeah, I'll have to pass the turn.
You will have to discard to your own creature.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I think Jessica's will is pretty dead here, so we'll discard that. That was upkeep, draw step. I'll play an island, 7. I'll pay 7 and cast Diluvian Primordial. When it enters the battlefield for each opponent, you may cast up to 1 target instant or sorcery card from that player's graveyard without paying its mana cost. If a card cast this way would be put into a graveyard this turn, exile it instead.
I got Grim Tutor and Blasphemous.
Yeah.
I got Boros Charm.
I cannot do this. It's going to be Boros Charm from yours, Beseech the Mirror over here. No, Blasphemous Act.
Okay.
So Boros Charm will make all my stuff indestructible. Blasphemous Act will wipe the board. Beseech the Mirror, sacrificing Rakdos Signet, will get me a card to my hand, and I'll be able to cast it.
So I will respond.
If it's a 4
Okay.
drop.
Be the hero, Lynch.
I can only get rid of one thing.
So in response to Boros Charm?
Yeah. I have,
Exiling?
so I'm going to cast Deadly Rollick for free because I control my commander.
I'd probably exile this guy since it's so big. It's gonna swing in, or I would go with the Rune Scarred. These are your top 3.
Yeah, I mean, if this wouldn't have come in tapped, I would have been able to just kill Larry.
Yeah, but unfortunately,
Unfortunately, yeah, it came in tapped.
Right.
I'll just go after the Dark Lord, and I'm going to sacrifice Alcatraz for the ward cost.
Okay, so this gets exiled. Your boy gets sacrificed.
He hits a graveyard, but then I choose to put him in the command zone.
And the board gets wiped.
I'll respond as well. I'll tap the blue. I'll tap this, and I'll gain control of this.
And now the board gets wiped.
Yeah, another board gets wiped.
So you get your
I mean, I
wars.
guess I can sack them in response, huh? You need some stuff in your graveyard?
At this point, I think it would just feed him.
Yeah, I would probably just feed.
Oh, and I get to search my library for a card, put it into my hand, and then cast it.
These guys die. Anybody have an enchantment? No, right?
Nope.
Larry, do you have any enchantments?
No, I don't have any enchantments.
Now I'm not going to sleep well.
I told you.
I know.
That was probably.
It was my foreshadow. I gave you the
You
foreshadow.
had shield geared out. You kept gaining life.
Yeah.
In my defense, like there's nothing broken about what I've done. I've still never had any like huge thing besides having one card that does something.
I mean, I didn't do
One
a goddamn
being-
thing either.
I was
dude.
being
No, you
greedy.
didn't. You didn't need it.
It hasn't done
No,
anything.
both
Yeah.
you and I have been playing fair.
Yeah.
I've been-
He got
I was
out of
greedy.
control.
A little bit, but then you know,
I got
blasphemous
greedy,
equals
dude,
everything.
and I
So
was worried about my
I'll
life.
get and cast a Disciple of Bolas off of the tutor. On ETB, Disciple of Bolas, sacrifice another creature. You gain X life and draw X cards, where X is that creature's power. I'll be sacrificing Diluvian Prime to draw 5 and gain 5, up to 7.
This is your fault.
Don't blame me, man. Don't blame me. It's the
Cards,
Dark Lord.
creature cards in graveyards.
That's why you should have been for flavor. You should have been going after the Lord of the Rings.
That's true. I got 3.
I have 7.
I got 3 creatures.
I have
5
no.
and 7, 12.
I have no creatures.
And you have 3 in your
I got
graveyard?
3. Yeah.
Okay, so this dude's coming in for 15. I will declare the battle. Manny, Necrogoyf, Mike, Sepulchral Prime, and Mudrifter. Vahan, you have no creatures, correct? That's just a thing to think. Vahan, Rudescar Demon, and 2 2/2s. So that's lethal there, and then 7 at you, Lynch.
I take 7.
All right.
I die.
GG.
Aragorn.
You could have saved yourself.
I could have.
You did this to yourself. You fulfilled the prophecy.
Then I'll pass the turn.
The only
Oh,
one?
sorry, and I draw from being the
Who's this?
monarch.
Oh, Necrogoyf is his.
I will untap. I have no cards in hand, so I can't discard upkeep, and then I will draw for turn. Tap this for 5. So tap 2 into that for 5, 6, 7. Cast my commander, Alcatraz the Bat God. Does that result?
Yes.
That will ETB. I'm going to move to equip my Bat God to my Lightning Greaves. Okay, so I'm going to swing at you for 4 flying life link in the air.
Okay, I will take 4 down to 3.
And I will gain 4.
You are the monarch.
The Monarch. I will also then play my Mortuary Mind tapped. Bad top deck.
Yeah.
I will then go to Monarch end step and I will draw for Monarch.
All right.
All right.
Only you know what I have in my hand.
Untap, upkeep. I discard Solemn Simulacrum. Makes it a little bit bigger. I'll draw for turn. Play a mountain as my land for turn. I'll declare the battle and attack with everybody.
In response, I'm going to tap my Arcane Signet and my Swamp, and I'm going to cast a Swamp. Hey, that's 19
2,
damage,
4,
right?
6, 8. 8 and 5, 13. 13 and 6, 19.
Good game, buddy. Good game. Way to do it.
Forces of evil.
Good job.
And prior to
Good
damage,
news.
I'll tap my Ancient Tomb and put myself at 1 life.
Oh,
Hey, what's up, insult?
dude, the
It's me,
Lord,
injury.
Lord of the Rings, Sauron. I can't believe Aragorn
I
missed the
know,
opportunity.
I know.
You could have ended this.
I think I should have just been doing more
This
damage.
is the butterfly effect. In
Yeah.
an alternate reality, you remember that you run Team Kill Larry World Peace.
And I thought leaving Larry at 2 would leave him vulnerable enough for you guys to hit him.
I couldn't hit him.
I know. And I got a little greedy.
Dude, the Dark
I wanted to
Lord.
keep
You
my
gotta
life.
remember
I
though,
wanted
the
to
Dark
keep
Lord
The
can
Dark
be
Lord is a
dark.
house, dude.
Dude,
Like,
Dark Lord,
Sauron,
yeah,
the Lord of the
Sauron.
Rings, he cost 8?
Yes.
Lord of the Rings
When you
is
didn't
crazy,
kill
but
that,
Dark
when you
Lord-
exiled my dude that was equally punishing, yes, I was gaining life, but you saw my life gain meant nothing.
Yes.
But you're
Take
making
the Lord
him
of the Rings.
lose life.
But
Yeah.
I'm making everyone lose life. That would
Yeah.
help everyone get finished.
I think him convincing Manny that he was going to swing on you made it a little bit easier.
Well, yeah.
Larry
you
saved
took a
his
big old
guy from
fucking
dying.
chunk.
Yeah,
Swinging.
Mustachio,
But
you
even-
betrayed my trust. You're like, dude, don't worry, I won't attack you.
What is it,
And then-
Frido? What's his name?
Yeah, man, Fredo.
God-
from
Fredo?
God- yeah.
You just call me
God-
Fredo?
It's a- what is it,
Bro, are you for
Godfather.
real?
What's the
Godfather.
That is the Godfather.
Yeah.
There's only one Fredo. That dude's a bitch, dude. What the fuck, Manny? I thought we were friends, dude.
Dude,
I was
I was
like,
betrayed.
I'm saying,
I
too
thought
until
we
you
were
betrayed him.
friends until
I
you
was-
said
I
you
was
fucking-
at your wedding. How are you gonna do me like that?
But I was gonna say this.
That's when you're like, I invited you to my wedding. How are you gonna do that?
But my point is if you have a 4 CMC card versus an 8 CMC card,
Yeah.
usually I'm probably going to exile the
I-
larger threat.
I go by
Yeah.
the rule of the wallet. That's a 4 CMC, $80+. Mine is 8 CMC, $450.
It's
That's
still
like a
8
fucking
CMC.
10-to-1 ratio, dude.
The
You know,
rule of the
hey,
wall.
dude,
So if there was an Esper Sentinel there, he
No, but
should have killed the
that's
Esper
also
Sentinel.
No,
and not
because
recommended.
But that's also
dude.
the standard. One standard rotates, it'll drop in price. because that's not standard, so it's
Yeah,
unfair.
that's
It's
true.
unfair. It's unfair to say the price.
It's not good enough
right.
for modern. I see what you mean.
Yeah, it's a standard All-Star that's making it so expensive. Once it
Definitely.
rotates,
Yeah.
I don't think it'll stay that high in value.
Yeah.
But
I was
know,
just tired of losing the life, and truly, I got selfish. I wanted to keep a little more life, so I could continue building up. So I went for the Shieldred.
Such is the problem with group slug cards.
I think the Shieldred was the right choice.
I don't feel like it was king making.
No,
it wasn't king.
I
It
wanted
wasn't
to
king
kill
making.
you, but I couldn't.
what I've learned with just Lord of the Rings cards that have to do with tempting get out of control quick.
Yeah.
Because if he had gotten, let's say, to the final one where it just does 3 damage to each, man, it gets crazy. Like the ring mechanic is cool. It does take a while to get there.
Right.
But it's a cool mechanic.
Yeah.
And it
is
does
cool.
some damage, like not allowing people to
V,
block
I think
that
this
have
one's
bigger.
yours.
Larry?
Dude, good game, guys.
GG,
Yeah,
dude.
good game, man.
GG's.
Yeah, good game, Lynch. Good game.
How did it feel to come back, guys?
It was
Dude,
fun.
it was fun, man.
I didn't get to do as much as I wanted to, but it was a pretty. I think it was like turn 6, right? It's still fairly
Yeah,
fast game.
we went turn
but it was
6.
very entertaining. A lot of back and forth between who's leading the board state, between Manny with a massive army, you just draining us, Larry getting a overwhelming board state at the end.
I think I flew
Dude,
too
my
close to the
bat,
sun.
the fact that the bat when it transforms doesn't
Comes untapped,
untapped,
yeah.
because I had the exile spell. So originally what I wanted to do was transform him, exile his flyer, and then attack with my bat, and it would have been 4 exactly, and he would have been dead. And that's when I was like, oh my God, the fact that it comes in tapped is like a killer. What's up, everyone? Check out I Hate Your Deck every other Friday. And if you really want to keep supporting our show, join our Patreon. It's a great way to play Magic in our Discord with all of our fans from around the world. And you can chat with me in the Discord. So if you want to chat with me or get a possibility of being on the show, join our Patreon. And until then, next time, peace. If you really want to support I Hate Your Deck, there's a lot of ways to help support us. Number one way is through Patreon. Patreon is a great place where you get to join our community. We have a Discord where we play a lot of Magic with our friends, and there's such a community of people from around the world in our Discord. So if you want access to our deck list, do you want to play Magic with a lot of people from all over the world and interact or help brew your decks, the I Hate Your Deck Discord through Patreon will help you get all that done. Hey, if you've been liking I Hate Your Deck, hit the like, subscribe, and ring that bell to get notifications when we have new episodes coming out. And we also have bonus episodes. If you want to see those bonus episodes that were too hot for YouTube, join our Patreon to check that out. I Hate Your Deck would like to thank our sponsor, No Pulp Media. It's where we're shooting right now, and it's where a lot of people come to record music or do podcasts. So if you're looking to do that, check out No Pulp Media here in Long Beach. Hey, it's time for the random Patreon shoutouts. I'd like to thank Eric Dong, Dirk Bentley, and Tommy Alaman. Thanks, guys. If you want a shout out, you need to be a tier 4 or tier 5 patron where we give shout outs. Now, we love all of our patrons, but it's just one of the perks of being a tier 4 or tier 5 patron. Without you patrons, we wouldn't be where we are today, and we wouldn't be able to keep making content. So thank you so much for helping us make this show a reality, and we're really excited to keep bringing you great content for the years to come. I can't wait to be able to bring my son on the channel once he gets old enough, let me tell you.
I Hate Your Deck. Wizards of the West Coast. Tapping out and slinging spells. Wizards of the West Coast. Tapping out and slinging spells. I Hate Your Deck. Wizards of the West Coast. I Hate Your Deck. Wizards of the West Coast. I Hate Your Deck. Join the I Hate Your Deck Patreon exclusive Discord to get the various benefits and be able to play Commander daily with people from around the world in our global community. I Hate Your Deck.